according to Mark Stein, that the Chicago Bulls could slide in there and obtain Nick Richards from the Phoenix Suns, considering that this is a team that's added now two big men in Kaman Malawak and in Mark Williams. They also added Rasheer Fleming in, who could end up being a center as well, but a power forward. And it seems like with the depth now there at the big man position, kind of starting to fill out a little bit for that Phoenix Suns team, that there could be an opportunity for the Chicago Bulls to come in there and try to get Nick Richards off the hands of the Phoenix Suns in exchange for Javon Carter and a future second-round pick is the thing there. Now, Nick Richards is a player that I'm not saying he's 27 years old. He'll be 28, I think, by the start of the season or shortly thereafter the start of the season. But that's where things come in at. I am in no way saying that Nick Richards is the future of the center position for the Chicago Bulls. And I also want to put in there is that while, adding more big man depth, especially kind of more focused, defensive focused kind of big man would definitely help the Chicago Bulls, we know that Billy Donovan does not play a lot of centers. We have Vooch on the roster still. We still got Zach Collins on the roster, and we still got Jalen Smith on the roster as well. Now, the question is, could maybe this be involved with Jalen Smith? I don't know if I would want to see that done, but then again, I have to admit this is that Billy Donovan really hasn't used Jalen Smith all that much, right? And maybe that could be something as well that you can work into the trade. Keep in mind the Phoenix Suns still only have a little bit of wiggle room and really what they can do as far as, obtaining players. Right now, they're still $11 million over the second tax apron. So one of two things would have to happen. If this trade were to go down and include multiple players for the Chicago Bulls and Phoenix Suns, it would likely come after Bradley Beal buyout. Now, the fact that Javon Carter's contract is right around $6 million. Nick Richards' contract is right around $5 million. If that were to happen, that can definitely wiggle itself in there, and then the Bulls could find themselves, getting Nick Richards, who, like I said, would never try to push Nick Richards as some end-all, be-all. It fixes the future of the Chicago Bulls center rotation. It doesn't do that. But what it does provide is a legitimate 7-footer who averaged almost a double-double last year. He started 43 games and only 22 minutes per game, 9 rebounds, 8.2 assists, 1 block per game as well that he was able to be there, and 59% shooting from the field. He doesn't stretch the floor. He's not a three-point shooter at all. He's not going to try to do any three-point shooting. He's going to come in there and do the type of old-school dirty work at the big man position and add and provide some depth there. And so would that be kind of more depth that the Bulls would need, and maybe that Billy Donovan would play a little bit more than a Jalen Smith, who just seems like he didn't trust Jalen Smith, who is a pretty good three-point shooter as well in that. And so that offers another